All right, so here we are. As a last little couple of things today, we do want to mention we had a scholarship program to come to the PACCIN conference here today and this weekend. I'm sorry, not weekend, week. And just want to go ahead and recognize that. If you could speak about the scholarship program again, and then I'll go ahead and announce the scholarship recipients and have them stand up just so you can all see who they were.
Okay, the scholarship program was designed to allow for people to attend this conference and all our preparedness conference the last few years on the basis that for one reason or another they can't afford, either their institution doesn't give them support or they're independent or for whatever reason. But what we do is we provide a certain amount of coverage of their travel expenses. We waiver their registration fee, and we give them a one-year membership for free. So most of these people are non-members, so we feel that it's important that we give them an example of what PACCIN's about by giving them the opportunity to attend this conference.
All right, so first up we have Caitlin Molden, who's Associate Registrar at the Plains Art Museum in Fargo, North Dakota. Geneva Rona, a crate shop technician at the Icon Group Fine Art Services in Chicago. Elise Anderson-Volk, exhibition manager at the Visual Arts Center of New Jersey, Summit. And João Gabriel Reis Lemes from the Instituto Moreira Salles in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
So the one thing I forgot to mention about the event scholarship program is sponsors that supported it, which were Cook's Crating, Hollinger Metal Edge, and Conserve, all donated money to finance the scholarship program.
All right, and I'll try to keep the rest of this short as we've all been listening for 2 days straight. I just want to thank you all for your attention and participation in the conference. This has been really great. The energy has been awesome, and it's been so great to talk to you all and to see the conversations and the liveliness and just the fact that everybody's been so involved. It's really, really cool. I also want to just mention our volunteers for this event. I'm going to name out the names of people that we had working, and if you could just all, after I mention them, if we could all just give them a round of applause. Mark has worked a ton on this, as well as all the other board duties that he has to do and take care of. And we spent a lot of times in meetings and emails and lots of organization that goes into this. His partner Denise Wamaling helped with registration. Dave O'Ryan was so instrumental here in getting us here and organizing all the things on this side and being a part of it here and really getting us this really great venue and experience. Mike Mitchell is on the programs committee. He was helping at the timekeeper. Jasmine Tabayan, also on the programs committee, was a timekeeper and helped with the bus monitor, which Mike did as well. Elizabeth Dunholm was on the registration committee, and Jonathan Schaff, also on registration, were the ones taking your tickets, or giving you tickets. We have Kurt Christian in the advisory board, who helped set up the sponsors in the back in the morning. Julia Latine from the advisory committee as a bus monitor and helped a lot of his support from her. We had Chris Barber from Publications, who was a bus monitor. Elizabeth Morrow, also a bus monitor. Landon here from CBMA, who designed that cool logo we have on our bag this year. And finally, Mark Bongartz from the Netherlands, who introduced our Swedish art handling group. So I just want to give everyone a round of applause for all of this hard work. So don't forget that PACCIN is a resource at all times, and please consider being a member and possibly volunteering. I started volunteering after the 2019 Amsterdam conference, and this has been such a rewarding thing. And then having this all happen has been hugely rewarding and amazing. So if you'd like to be a part of it, contact one of us on the board, contact anyone you know that you spoke to today, and consider sharing some of your time and knowledge with us. It'd be great. So let's try to keep this sharpening of minds and practice going on to the next conference. Go ahead and keep in touch with all of us. We'd love to see you here again once we have a new venue and a new place in a couple of years. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Mark to say the final words for the conference. But from me, I just want to say I wish you all friendship, peace, and safety, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.
There's been a lot of thank yous. I want to try and keep this short because it's a win-win for both of us. I would like to personally thank Dave O'Ryan and his prep crew. Couldn't do it without you. You did so much. Since Jerry's already mentioned all the PACCIN volunteers, I'll move on. One I cannot move on and ignore is I'd like to thank my partner Denise for all her support, especially her patience the last few months. But most importantly, I'd like to thank Jerry Smith and the Programs Committee and all they put into making this happen. Jerry's put a lot of sweat and equity into this through the last few months, and we should give him a big round of applause for I'd like to give a quick thanks to all our speakers and sponsors. Without them, we couldn't have this happen. So thank you all that had brought your material and shared it with us. That's what PACCIN's all about. So thank you for being our speakers for the conference and all the sponsors. We try and keep the cost of admission to the conference as low as possible. So that means we do have to rely on corporate sponsorship. Most of these companies have been with us and supported us for many years because they really believe in what PACCIN does, and they also believe in the advancement of collections care standards. So a lot of them are here because they want to benefit from what we have to offer as well. I thank you all for that. Now, I'll just take a few more moments because I want to make a point here that's important. We have probably somewhere, it's hard to measure, somewhere between probably 3,000 or 4,000 people that go to our website, our listserv, and attend our programs. Not that many people, but these are people, a group of people that could be members, but only 10% of that are members. 3,000 people, 10%. Now what happened was we lost our membership when we left AAM, so we have been rebuilding it the last years. Now for those of you who are non-members who have attended, and there's a good group of you, after the past 2 days, I don't think I need to explain what membership's about. I think the spirit and the knowledge that was shared explains what the information network is with PACCIN. Now, Jonathan talked about the membership benefits this morning. A membership is more than just being a member and getting something in return. Membership is an investment to PACCIN's future. We are an all volunteer-based organization. We don't get paid, but we do it for the love of PACCIN. We keep our overhead low as possible so we can keep the costs down, so we can make it affordable for you in many ways. One of them being membership. $35. You look at other organizations, it's quite higher. I mean, obviously we could raise that to make more revenue, but I don't think it would encourage people to want to be members. So I want you to think about membership as investing in this network. If you value it, you should invest in it. As the saying goes, ask not what PACCIN can do for you, but what you can do for PACCIN. So I want you to think about that. As the days go on, you go home, think about what you got the last few days. The content, obviously, but the network and the peer group. This is a rare group. This is the largest group of art handlers and preparators anywhere in the world, if you think about it. This is special. This is your community. I'm sure you've met a lot of new friends and colleagues and realized, darn, they have the same problems as we do. Misery loves company, right? So that's my soapbox on that. So please consider it. I know a lot of organizations and supervisors who've been involved in PACCIN are dedicated enough that they're doing group rates for their staff. In fact, they go one step further this time, and I see a lot of supervisors bringing 4 or 5 of their staff here for the conference. That is supporting your crew, and it's very important to extend that. I want to say a few words about where we're going in the near future. We've been working, Publications Committee has been working on the new website project. It kind of got a little bumpy road with the COVID, but the last year they've been having an opportunity to start piecing together what was on the old website into a new format. So later this year, hopefully within the funding that we get, we can convert it into a new website. Now I know you'll miss that, but it's going to be new and improved. I mean, the one thing that wasn't designed into it that we kind of scabbed together in the last few years is membership benefits within the website. Since we were part of AM years ago, it wasn't a factor. Membership was tied in through that organization. But now, as a nonprofit, trying to keep our overhead, we do have annual overhead we have to cover every year. We need that support. So we're going to start a fundraising campaign in the coming months to raise money for the new website. We're not just going for corporate sponsorship, but we will go after them, and a lot of them will be enthusiastic to do that. But we're going to come up with some PACCIN t-shirt designs as a fundraiser. So this summer we're going to have some designs popping out for fundraisers. Hopefully you're interested in supporting this that way. That money will go towards that new website. So hopefully you'll help support us. We'll continue having our online PACCIN chats. Some of the proposals for this conference that didn't get selected, we've already talked to them about having them as a PACCIN chat in the future. So we got a lot of content that we can provide in that respect, but we're always looking for new content. The next Preparers Conference will be in 2 years, 2024. Where? To be determined, but I've had an opportunity to talk to a few people in different organizations about that in the past couple of days. So it's in the works, and we'll let you know as soon as we know where we're going to go with that. We'll continue with the workshops as well. You know, obviously, if we do the conference every other year, we always try to do and focus on single on-site workshops that are more detail-oriented and on skill sets and hands-on. For example, we just finally completed the East Coast rigging workshop last December. Took us 3 tries with COVID. It was a little confusing. A lot of people went out, came back, whatever. It got to the point where whoever showed up, showed up. But we had a very successful workshop on that. We're looking at new topics for the workshops for next year. Maybe we can get someone in the fall, but I don't know. Jerry may be a little exhausted. But we'll let you know as things develop. When it comes down to it, I always tell people, you know, what is PACCIN? It's an information network, but really where's that information coming from? Coming from you. You are PACCIN. What you put into it, what you offer, goes back to your community. As all these speakers have shown, they've shared their experiences and knowledge. But we have to tap that content from you. So please consider offering that kind of content. Now, it doesn't necessarily be behind a podium, because most of us don't like to speak in public. In fact, I hate it. You're getting better. Good. Appreciate that. But I do it because I love PACCIN. I mean, I've been following PACCIN for over 30 years. It was a couple of years after they had started, I got onto it, so I attended everything I could. Eventually, they convinced me to speak, and somehow they finagled making me chair. But I realized it's a big responsibility, especially now being a separate entity. But like I said, the passion for PACCIN is strong for me. I think it is with you. So please consider what you can offer. You can offer content. You can be a volunteer in our committees, and so forth. So, with that said, I think we're done. Now we can go to the bar. Thank you.